sakit.
Okay.
Cuba ceritakan yang time sakit tu.
I mean time sakit tu it's orang kata least expected. So technically what happened was that I was sick for almost a few months lah, to be honest, before the wedding itself. And then kadang kita ni like tak terfikir pun things like that can happen to you. Yeah, but apparently it happened to me lah. After seeking, macam pergi hospital doctor tak boleh detect anything. From I overhauled my whole body because why I say that is that I did blood transfusion, I had blood test done, I had endoscopy done, I had nasoscopy done to check my gut, to check my also stomach area whether there's any viruses within the body, but there's nothing. Yeah.
Wow.
So technically, tak dapat
kesan. Dan baru kau pergi the next step.
After why it proceed to the next step was that even my adik-beradik lah, my adik-beradik and also that time Rino as my future husband kan, dia sendiri cakap why not you just seek alternative treatment lah. My father was the one also insisted because technically yang kelakarnya bila time maghrib tu I will shiver macam gini. Literally like crazy. Bila nak kat maghrib je macam gitu. Then I couldn't sleep, but every night I had this dream macam ada lembaga Islam lah. So when I went to the next step, that's where baru macam ustaz tu cakap betul ada gangguan lah macam itu.
Sebelum tu ada macam mimpi ke tiap malam?
Actually ada. So every night macam I have this dream macam ada orang berbual, tapi there's another facade yang macam besar kat belakang tu, tak nampak muka. So that dream has been quite continuous, to be honest.
Sama lah, konti dia sama lah.
Sama, tapi kadang-kadang different area, different ni. And then bila time it got worse, when mimpi tu macam ada lembaga hitam datang, and then lepas tu mimpi penanggal.
Seram je.
Wow.
Tak tidur weh.
Technically macam gitulah.
Tidur tak tentram.
Betul.
Kenapa? Agak-agak dia kenapa orang buat macam tu? Mungkin pasal kau dah buat macam-macam high fashion punya ni ke, orang jealous ke, orang
Probably. Kadang kita tak nak cakap apa whether betul, tapi orang cakap tu penyakit ain tu ada. Then probably jealousy is one of them. Tapi memang it's being stated lah, orang ni nak tengok you jatuh macam itu.
Macam mana kau tahu orang tu? Tanya ustaz tu, ustaz suruh.
Okay, so I pergi berubat lah. I pergi berubat, then after that nak kena buat macam mandi gini semua kan. So there was one time bila last mandi tu kan, I just had just tanya lah, because kalau betul ini perbuatan orang, kita boleh tahu tak? So dia cakap lah, you punya insting kuat, you boleh nampak lah, you punya firasat tu you boleh tahu. So bila last mandi tu, I just macam lepas mandi I cakap, I doa lah, I cakap ya Allah Tuhan ku, kalau betul ni perbuatan orang, kau tunjukkan aku lah, kun fayakun. That was my last mandi. Dan malam tu yang benda yang samar-samar tak nampak, I was so clear.
Abi, okay, bila kau dah nampak clear cut lah orang yang bikin tu lah, sekarang kau masih jumpa tak orang tu? And dia tahu yang kau dah tahu tu?
We draw our line lah. In terms of whether we want to.
Tapi kau tak confront? Tak.
Sometimes kan ini kita yang nampak, tapi kita tak tahu kalau itu ada kebenaran dia atau apa. Nanti jadi fitnah pula kan.
Betul.
So that's where I just like, okay, I just draw my line. I think this is not healthy for me.
But happen to kau je lah, tak happen to Rino, tak happen to your family members yang lain.
It happens to me.
Tapi yang dia menggigil rabak.
Probably mungkin nak kena Rino habis tempias kena ni, macam gitu. Tai Chi.
Tai Chi kau.
Betul? Ya.
Kau pernah tak kena reject
I do face rejections lah. Sometimes I boleh pergi casting like macam 8, 10 casting and I ended only getting 1 or 0. Macam tu.
So lepas tu kan banyak rejection, how do you actually bring yourself back to keep it going, to find that fire to go for another audition and audition again? Apa yang motivate kau?
I think technically sometimes I can understand that we are not the profile that a client actually wants, but definitely there are other profiles that fits you within the client punya expectation, the client punya outlook and stuff like that. So tak semestinya satu pintu tutup tu tak ada pintu lain yang terbuka. To me mungkin pintu yang tutup tu there are better rezeki for you.
Bagus, mindset kau best.
Stay positive.
Stay positive.
Perseverance orang cakap.
Tu pasal sampai 50,000
Kalau let's say kau kerja dengan brand tu kan, like, kau pilih tak sekarang ni?
Pilih, okay. Depending on the brands also. Sometimes macam kita dah terlalu banyak. Example lah brand ni nak cakap I want you to promote oven. Tapi dekat rumah you dah ada 3-4 oven.
Betul.
Then macam oven banyak-banyak mana aku nak simpan kan. Macam itu. So technically even though it's paying your gig, but then to me I don't need it, then technically I won't take it lah. Pasal for you to buat posting, it takes a lot of your time, a lot of your creative juice, for you to do the storyboard. Kadang klien ada specific requirement macam I need this to have VO, your voice over with the subtitle or text kan. All this semua pakai orang kata tu kepala otak jugalah. So sometimes when you are mentally drained, your creative juice and dia punya whole outlook of that post kan tak boleh nak jalan. You will be just macam block on that day macam okay nak start macam mana macam itu.
Betul lah, bila nampak kau punya posting, dia punya posting banyak yang macam dia buat so-called advertisement for local brand kan, macam Prism kalau tak silap kan.
Prism is one of them.
So macam macam mana dia dapat ni satu anak Melayu bikin orang kata promote ataupun advertise for brand-brand yang bukan orang Melayu punya business. It's not something easy.
Yes.
So bila aku nampak kau buat tu, macam aku feel macam wah ni bukan setakat modeling kau. Dia sudah pergi lain level ni. Influencer.
Tapi there are better influencer out there. Cuma probably mungkin my specialty is as in the entertainment line kan, as a model or as an actress kan. So that's where diorang pun nak garner the reach of Malay punya market, or garner the reach of my viewers. So that's where they actually engage me lah.
Bagus. Tadi bila dia cakap tu, kalau dah banyak sangat oven atau produk tu dah ada kat rumah, tak ambil dia tolak, maknanya bagus, tak tamak.
Lain kali kau tolak kat kita.
Boleh?
Kan?
Cantik kau punya selit. Baik.
Tolak je sini. Kan? Pasal kadang-kadang rosak.
Kipas tengah rosak.
Kipas
Tengah rosak, okay? Rizam. My own husband lah kan, I will ask dia punya help. Abi, you boleh tolong ambilkan lah. Dia pun ada angin juga. Kadang nak ambil, alamak, kita boleh ambil sendiri ke? Macam gitu lah.
Yelah, pasal dia bukan satu take babe kan. Dia mesti banyak take apa kena ambil.
Betul.
Yang kau mula-mula cakap tu macam sekejap, dia boleh jadi 3 jam siul.
Nak ambil gambar je susah. Ini nak kena ambil video. But okay lah, but he is quite supportive because knowing that also quite appreciative. Pasal apa? Dia tahu that some of the barang tu sponsored kan. So when it's sponsored item, it's not those small sponsored item, it's those big sponsored item. So in a way also it helps us to save money technically, but at the same time this is where that contribution of hard work where they actually need me lah to be the face there and then to help to do a bit of shoots and promotions lah.
Okay. Masih lagi dalam macam family ni. Kenapa aku nak tanya pasal benda ni? Pasal kau punya line kau start is modeling kan? Kalau kita cakap pasal mak bapak kita punya zaman dulu-dulu bila kita jadi anak wayang, okay? ataupun pelakon dulu orang panggil anak wayang orang selalu kata anak wayang tu adalah kerja anak wayang tu jahat. Okay, ni apa yang aku pernah dengar. Jadi bila kau step into the modelling, which is lagi daring daripada dia punya line tu, lagi daring lah daripada anak wayang lah. That's why aku nak tahu how your parents punya mindset. Dia macam okey ke anak aku bikin macam ni, tayang
Kau
sana.
macam dia cakap, boleh, tapi baju kebaya je.
Baju kebaya je. Baju
pakai
tak
sanggul saja.
baju tak boleh
Paling banyak
sini.
nampak kulit sini.
Okay. At first, my father memang a bit defensive lah. Pasal technically, when I was asked to join that time Miss Universe Singapore ke apa kan, and then there was bikini showcase kan. So dia don't want me to be in bikini and stuff like that. So
Pakai bikini yang tak ini panjang.
tak adalah, dulu kan bikini mana lah ada macam gitu.
Bukan bikini. Tu, trikini.
So technically, when I started to do a bit of photo shoots and here and there, it wasn't like those macam open shoot. Even to the extent time tu kan nak pakai tube punya dress pun dia orang kata tu quite wary about it tau. So dia macam tak suka. But sooner or later, he learns to accept and know that I know how to draw my line. Yeah, so when I got like big job offers yang like one good example Maxim, or other job offers yang macam kain terkeluar sana terkeluar sini and I didn't take it right. So dia tahu yang okay, my daughter actually knows her limitation. Orang cakap macam bila dapat gigs or jobs yang tak cukup kain kan, so my father knows that my daughter actually know how to draw the line and her boundaries lah. But for my mother, dia memang quite supportive lah. Cuma jangan cemarkan nama dia, itu je.
Bagus.
Okay. Kalau kau
Apa tu?
anak perempuan kau nak modelling, nak pakai bikini, kau kasi?
No. No.
Ibu tanya pasal anak.
Tak adalah, pasal-
Dia kasi tidak.
Okay. Tak, pasal tengok dia buat, dia tahu tau. Tapi macam aku tahulah modelling ni diorang tukar baju semua je sembarang tau. So cakap pasal diorang tukar baju ni, pasal aku pernah happen depan aku. Okay. Pasal benda tu memang jadi. Diorang main salin di depan aku macam tu and just bulat macam tu.
Actually memang betul lah.
Kan?
Itu they call it quick change, especially when you are doing runway. Runway where you have to change different punya clothing. Then dia orang dah letakkan you punya rack. Then that's where you know which are the sequence of your next outfit and all, right? So you really literally tak ada time nak pergi toilet ke, nak cover ke, tak apa lah. So then you have to just strip open.
Yang dia cakap nampak model bugil kat belakang tu semua lelaki, model lelaki.
Okay. Last. Okay, mungkin boleh kasih satu nasihat. Okay, to those yang orang kata nak masuk bidang modelling, apa kau punya nasihat kat diorang?
To accept criticism as and when, pasal dalam modelling part of the journey ni, you don't meet the requirement of every individual. Okay, there are some people yang like you for your body build, like you for your skin, but then that doesn't mean that you are not capable of it. Because to me, whatever body size or skin color or features yang you ada, you are unique in your own way, and there will be some brands or some bra
That will fit you.
Bongok ada ni.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Aku dah take it. Okay. Because if you feel tight, you must buy different size.
bodoh lah.
Dia ni senang.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so there will be some clients or brand that actually likes you for who you are. One good example of diversity, I should say, macam Rihanna, dia punya own branding.
What's your opinion on sekarang ni kan banyak Instagram models,
Okay.
ataupun influencers models,
Okay.
right? What's your opinion?
Nowadays it's more on social media. So sometimes social media as it is, there are people who catfish technically. When you see them in Instagram, there are certain look, but when they go on the ground, it's a total different look.
Betul. Barang order, barang sampai. Lain, babe. Lain gila, babe.
They still have to come down for casting for you to be able to visualize and see, oh dia ni not only Instagram model, dia ni can be a really professional model. So there are some models that you can actually, what you call that, talent scout them dekat Instagram. Tapi it boils down back to you meeting them in person and having them to do the walk or to do the casting itself. Then that's where you can say, okay, legit dia ni okay. Tak ada catfish lah orang panggil.
Betul.
Thank you pada Simply Su ataupun Suria Simply Su. Thank you
for having me.
Yes, okay. Hari kita berbual macam-macam tentang modeling. Okay, dan hasil demi hasil ni takkan berjalan tanpa sponsor. Okay, kita nak ucapkan ribuan terima kasih pada sponsor kita iaitu Blood Red Moon. Tunggu sekejap. Pasal okay. Pasal dia punya hasil demi hasil ni, kita dah dengar dia punya story, jadi kita iktirafkan dia sebagai seorang hustler. Dah ini dia baju daripada Blood Red Moon. Boleh tunjuk?
Okay, kiss me when I cry, bless me when I die.
Tu logo dia.
Betul lah logo dia. Masih jadi werewolf ada tak?
Tu aku tak tahu.
Dah jadi cerita Twilight.
Okay, sekali lagi kita nak cakap thank you lagi pada Su dan juga pada sponsor kita Blood Red Moon, dan juga kita insyaAllah, yes, kita jumpa lagi di episod akan datang dengan tetamu yang baru. Siapa? Nantikan. Jangan lupa teruskan hustle demi hasil.
Hustle,